こんばんは、こんばんは、村月です。今日もよろしくお願いします。えーっと、音大丈夫かな？なんか不安な気のせいかな。
テスト。
大丈夫そう。じゃあ、すいません、開始遅れまして。だが、ディスコエルジウム始めます。じゃあ、開始ツイート。なんか、ちょっと音が、ノイズが、ゲーム内、ゲーム内ではない。私だけ聞こえてるならそれはそれでいいんだけど。
ポタトー1026さん、ボヒオ。
あ、ポテトさんこんばんは。あれ、ちょっと待ってね。ごめんなさい。なんか字幕の設定変わっ字幕自体の表示は問題ないんですけど、なんかスクロールしてるな。あれ、こんなんだったっけ？テストテスト。あ、逆か。テストテスト。まあこれで大丈夫かな。あれ、なんか前回、いやーでもごめんなさい。じゃあこれで大丈夫だと思うので再開します。ディスコエリジウムの続きをプレイします。前回だいぶ大変なことになったんですけど、まあなんとか操作を続けましょう。
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note, a few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer was about to rush out the door. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs.
クラーしてたメモだね。
A gift. It's hardly surprising. I am not drawing my gun yet, but I don't like gifts.
Just don't walk into another radio trap. Relax. Not everyone is out to trap you. The medicine cabinet is an pity.
She certainly had her priorities straight when she was packing. I always took you for more of a drunk than a chemical abuser, Lieutenant Hefreiter.
なんだなんだ。
アールモエドゲノさん、こんばんは。シータ。
ハーマードゲノさんこんばんは。
シータ。
今日はディスコエルジウム、まあゲーム内7日目になってるのをプレイしています。なんだろう。わからない。インタラクトできるところもないし、何が
You clearly see footprints in
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here,
うん、ここは以前と変化なし。じゃあ赤い糸なんだけど、赤い糸は、何もない。あ、窓。
You see the same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman, only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the antenna outside to the cupboard on the wall.
this is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
うん、弾道の検証ね。
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside, A prime, to then widen into a radius of locations in It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from the island in the bay.
Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the thread seems to point. I remember. She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was. It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her?
彼女を信頼するかどうかだね。
I find that hard to believe. But at this point, what difference does it make? So it is.
For a second he seems tired.
I just haven't gotten a lot of sleep these past few days.
He doesn't really believe this will yield anything.
島ね、どうやっ
He
て
is trying to justify it to himself.
うん。
Okay, let's go to the fucking island. How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone. Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
よし、行こ
A red thread runs through the neon-lit shapes of a man.
ディスコイリジウムは、アドベン TRPG もしくはアドベンチャー風の RPG、ロールプレイングゲームですね。さて、あの後どうなったんだか。
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended. I give credit where credit is due, and that, sir, was an honest effort. I was watching until it went down.
He really wants you to realize that he was also on the balcony looking by.
I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not. Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts.
まあね。
Turns out they're not good for business. I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a fad. Yeah, I was, yeah. That's because I'm a badass.
バッドアスだから。
It really took courage. Don't pick at him.
Yeah, I don't know. Clients were panicking. And also, I guess I sort of found out that I don't give a shit if I die.
He means it. It's not just boast.
No problem.
客も戻ってこないし。あ、と思ったら、いる人もいるな。
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Seeing you approach, the bruised man
Oh, it's you. Didn't think we'd see you walking anytime soon.
Huh? What?
he's very, very
Our condolences for your losses.
ハーディーボーイズもだいぶ減ってしまったな。
Does he look like he's okay?
He does not. His unshaven face is almost grey, and he reeks of piss, sweat, and booze. While still alive, he has abandoned his own body to decomposition.
No shit, Marlon.
Titus is fucking dead.
What's gonna happen to the Hardy Boys? Look around you, man. This shit is done. There are no more Hardy Boys. No, man. I don't know. I guess the Union will still be policing the neighborhood, but who's gonna do it now? Tiberius, he don't want to get mixed up in our shit. Titus has been buttering him, but he's got his window fitting business, a wife with 2 kids, and a 3rd one on the way. No way he's gonna leave all that. Damn songbird of misery, that one.
And do you have any information on the...
God said she took off sometime before the firefight. That's all. Trying to remember if there was anything... Oh, yeah, you too. It's a rough world out there. It's not easy being a cop. We were too hard on you. Both of you. We shouldn't have fucked with you like we did. You got between us and a lot of bullets in that fight. Matinees owes you one.
That's kind of you to say. Take care of your friend, okay?
I will. You take care of yours.
A sharp pain shoots up your side and into your stomach. You must not look too good. Luckily, it passes.
What?
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood
い
and
つ
heavy
かあな
fuel
たのそ
oil.
ばに帰る。
This was Cindy the Skull.
シンディ。
And blood. Some of it is even yours.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable?
燃やすか
The lieutenant crouches, touch.
Looks like it. Yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday.
ちょっと待って。
The graffito has been painted. This was.
肝心の事態が相変わらず片付けられていない。そりゃ
Everyone
そうだ。
says you started crying in the middle of a firefight and then bled like a pig. I guess that was cool. People, they say you'd kind of died for a moment, that you let your shit out already, but then came back. So I guess just don't think because you got half your dick shot off and you're an invalid now, Kuno's gonna treat you different. Kuno doesn't reward weakness. It's business as usual with Kuno. Kuno's cold like that.
Feels good for some reason.
The fuck about it? You're testing. Get lost! Watch out, pig. It's a dangerous world out there. But who knows?
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is
肝心なところが何一つ進展していないぜ。
I'll die before I squeal, pig. You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody.
You can still see the top of her hat.
ここだとあれがファストトラベルはちょっと一応使えるか。
Officer, what happened? You're limping.
She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were closer than usual.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's not...
You didn't only get shot.
Well, good for you. So you're a killer? That's good, I guess. Better than being dead. I've always taken you for one, that's for sure. Not a lot of RCM men who aren't killers. Of course. Can I help you with something? That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull, I just got it nice and yellow, and no drinking on the boat, and no joyriding either.
Right.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business.
Aye.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you.
Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the communards. An anti-aircraft gun, I think. Bombed to bits in the
地元の
landing.
人も湯気て
Hadn't
る
been
の
there
かな
myself.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back the twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that?
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. See if you can get any... Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
The scruffy-haired little...
On that island, that's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants.
生き方で
You
いけ
can
るん
make
だ
a raft
子供
there.
が
It's great. And we make a fire. We make a fire. Gather the sticks for the fire. And bullets.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war. But this...
They're alive. The fire guy comes and asks us to put
焚き火の
the fire
男
out.
Your nerve endings sting from the mention of a guy.
No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Because he asks to put the fire out. I don't know. He doesn't like... Yes. I don't know.
Did you mean there are...
Yes. No, he doesn't live there. No, he lives there. Been there twice. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else?
I don't know. We ran. He just yelled. Our father. Don't say that. He didn't.
A dull pain flashes through your mind.
I'm sorry. There's a...
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
mister? Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know, that's nice. Bye!
そうか、あの双子しかヒントはなかったか。
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
A skiff with a... Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle. Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
ちょっと気になるところは一度あれなんだよね、お店に行きたいんだよね。
アールモイドゲノさん、片道切符なのかな。シータ。
多分片道ではないけど一往復しかできないのかな。片道かもしれない。いや、片道とかだったらどうしよう。
Between you and me, this is why I don't get involved in local politics. So it goes. Now, what can I do for you? Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time back.
なんか売り物とかは変わってないのかな。
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the... What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense Zweihanders.
いらないか。いや、まあいいや。
Wow! A cop limping down the street, bleeding from the shoulder, face cool. That's cool. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Very cool. I like your style, officer.
なんか気に入られている。面白いお世辞が。
My man, you're alive. Almost. Kind of. Sort of alive? Man, what a day. I missed out on most of the action, but I heard it was quite the encounter. Had a strong sense. So what's next? You guys heading back to Jamrock now? Talk is local union muscle were behind it all. I'd reckon the case is closed, even if it kind of turned into a shit show.
そういう話。
Hey, that's just what I heard. Old wives' tale. So, good luck with that, my man. Ain't easy being you. But hey, you're still... I don't want to talk about that.
This guy knows Ruby, no doubt. Just play dumb for now. Get everything out of him you can.
Man, I was hoping it isn't gonna be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is. Thank God I don't know. People here, damn, I don't want to...
We can't just let it...
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation.
It won't come to that.
I don't believe you. I just can't, man. I'm not naive. She's got the darkness in her.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me too.
Did this violent life include...
Well, it looks like it did now. Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay?
He's right. There are other options. The grey-haired woman. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Now is not the time to focus on feelings.
Thank you, friend.
Is this about the questions again? Because I...
The boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
There are types of danger. The one I'm usually concerned with is lung cancer or getting mauled by wildlife, not bullets. It calls back to an older era where this was commonplace, though. You have it hiding, gathering themselves. The harbor's in full lockdown, friend. No getting in or out for the time being. Time will tell. I'll tell Everard you dropped by. I'm sure he'll be glad. I'll be okay here, doing lookout. Quite the sight, aren't they? Getting to like that red I am. Don't worry about me. I live to alleviate the worries of our brothers. See if any insane killers turn up. Then I'll run. And live. You know it, friend.
ちなみにこのゲーム会話することによってゲーム内時間が経過するんですけど、移動自体は全然時間がかからない、そんな感じになってるんで、とにかく話したりは。
Care to play your game? Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same. The prick is gone.
He is trying to retain his jolly facade, but the underlying sadness casts a deep shadow over his resolve.
そうですね。このゲーム、まあ、イベントが全てこういう会話で発生するから、そこで時間が消費されるって感じですかね。こう、ひたすらたくさんテキストが出てくるのを楽しんでる感じです。
Yes. In peace.
経験値とかもそこで発生するという具合で。
R モエドゲノさん、操作する TRPG 感強いですね。シータ。
そうですね、結構そういうイメージですね。
TRPG ドゥオペラテシータ。
会話のイベントによっては判定、ダイスロールの判定も発生するので、まさにそんな感じですね。あいつ、いない。
Give me a moment. I'm no one.
It's better.
And all she gets
新しい
too.
会話はない。
The coastal wind. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
概念化。なんかあったっけ？装備で装備というか服装でこのステータスに変化が出るので、何かがあると着替え出す刑事になっている。概念化か。
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Yeah. Why? It's a...
Why must we stop to look at...
ここら辺は微妙にファストトラベルできないの。できるエリアがそれ限られてるんだな。ここら辺はあんまり変化が
Oh,
なさ
it's
そ
you
うだな。
again. Are you looking for a die?
ここら辺はすでにいろいろイベントがあった後なので、戻っていろいろ見てますけど、あんま変化はないですね、さすがに。
Oh my god! Things have gotten out of hand! I thought the psychic stuff was bad, but the crime! Oh my god! Even the police can't take care of all of this. Just maybe I should close the bookstore and open a psychic studio. Yes! It makes sense. Crime is the sixth element. I could teach people to protect themselves against bad energies and to fight crime. No, no, you're right, officer. You've convinced me. In the meantime, do buy.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
The graffito has been... This was Cindy the...
今度こそじゃあ船に乗っていこう。
The skiff floats once you get in. Have you made... Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank.
いい感じの曲だけど、どうしてもボーカル入りの曲が入るとアーカイブがミュートされるのをつい心配してしまう悲しい配信の差がなんだよな。to be free なのかな。
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. In the silence, a sputter of wings.
Let's go.
うんまずはこの島を調べて重油の匂いが火気厳禁Elysiumなんだっけ上だった。 砲台。あ、砲台の中か。
アールモエドゲノさん、どっちかだったのかな、シータ。I wonder if it was a どういか、シータ。
そういうことかもしれない。人がいたのか。なんか人がいた感じがするな。
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy
Another part of the island, probably. The lock. Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control
I think there's a console just southeast. Let's look around. Getting the blast door opens.
books and magazines. Most are soft covers. Serialized among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized.
Someone's made themselves a home.
誰かが住みかにしていたそうだね、住んでる感じはあるよね。
Not that you can tell. This is a digest of someone who's maybe it's a little old-fashioned. There's a nude mag. More soft covers, serialized soft covers. There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's... Yes, anytime.
You don't have to be.
休憩ポイントもあると。
An old cylindrical general. The lieutenant puts...
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been replaced.
Wait, haven't you heard this before?
Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout. The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves.
The lieutenant pauses. Something seems to be pecking at...
Long and cold.
There's no time to dwell on this moment.
Downstairs, somewhere? I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
The wind outside picks up...
I don't know. Someone who has basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire guy.
The wind outside picks up suddenly. A hollow ring. The cannon...
Ah, 下から通っていけんのか。こっちも。
Green paint flicks off the monoblock aluminium.
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs. Possibly. Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radiodiffusé.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, the dial slides under.
Insular. This is an off-air radio computer, I believe, used for military...
Nothing happens.
We need to restore power before using this, officer. We should look around outside. There are barrels all over.
The boat engine. The console looks on as you... A strange feeling, looking at the water with a bottle in your hand. Yes, cold and still. But love is warm. Yes, 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 yes. No, we're not starting with that. In the still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez, reflected. Islets and posts, like
なんか水に入ろうとしていた。
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use, and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it. The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Moteri.
I may have been wrong when I said it wasn't important. This means the same person could have... I didn't see any signs of smoking inside, though. If people live there, they keep it tidy. This here may also be a smoking spot.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window. Quite old and grimy. The springs screech as you lean trepidation. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape. A towering skyscraper. Its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint Lane, 33A and 33B. The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the Whirling in Rags. The box-shaped silhouette of the Whirling in Rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop.
Do you have a line of sight to the window? I can see it. Through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on the mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure. I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest. Nothing pointed here. Many leads pointed elsewhere. Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
The lieutenant pauses. Regret comes over him.
We will make up for it. Here. I feel it. Where?
He does not answer, just nods. He feels uncomfortable suddenly.
We should move now.
Oh, 燃料だ。中は、あ、入ってるんか。ちょっと待ってよ、念のために。アーマーを着ておこう。この先何が起こるかまたわからないからな。視線を感じる。ここからはちょっとここは調べられないか。 水が流れている。
This old cylindrical jet. The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the feet. There's a red starter switch on the recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before setting.
That should do it.
A dim golden glow animates.
It's on. Turn emergent.
Automatic boot. The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in. A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl.
ちなみにまあこのようにステータスというかなんて言うんだろう、この各いわゆる能力値として持ってるものがそのままテキストとして頭の中で語りかけてくるので、自分の中でもこの共感心と権威が対立したりとかしょっちゅうではないな、したりしますね。権威はあなたが周囲の他者に対する支配権を繰り返し主張することを求めるチンピラ集団内の力関係など。権威が高レベルになると周囲の完全なる敬意を要求する。一方で権威のレベルが低いと叱りつけたティーンエイジャーに逆に笑われ精神衰弱に陥ってしまうなどという感じなんですよね。で共感は高レベルだと文字通り他の立場で考えるようになる。一方で権威のレベルが低いと人を不快にさせるだけの見苦しい野獣になってしまう。まあそんな感じで。
After you.
薄明かりはなんかこの危機感みたいなもんですね。薄明かり、あれこれなんだろう、白明なのか薄明かりなのかわかんないですけど、世界に対して過敏になる。低いと生存本能に欠けると。似たようなものにこの悪感があるけど、悪感は薄明かり良き神経質。こっちはもうちょっとなんだろうな、悪感もうちょっと概念的なんで分かりにくいんだよな。私もよく分からない。
So did I. Not back there.
R 前の
But
ゲナ
I
さ
felt
ん、
it in
性格
freaking
を
my
ビ
head.
ルドする感じなのかな、シータ。
まあ性格であり能力でもあるんですよね。
パールソナリツ、シータ。
反応速度なんていうのはいわゆる反射神経なんですけど、例えばちょっと説明は分かりにくいんですけど、反応速度が高いと細かい相手の動作でも見逃せなくなると、ですで反応速度が直に脳内に語りかけてくるんで、能力でもあり性格でもあり知識でもあるみたいな感じですかね。
I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire.
聞こう。 なんだろうな。なんか近くにマイナス入るのは良くない気がするな。まあ、とりあえずこんなところでいいでしょうか。
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm. It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. This is your gun. It's more of a symbol than anything else, because there is always a rational, sensible, reasonable solution to every situation. Sheathe it and know
道義的正義はお前にある。小さな白い花はそこら中に咲き乱れている。あ、焚き火の焚き火だ。ちょっと待って。さすがに拳銃持ったままはよろしくなくないか？うわ。いや、スナイパーライフルだな。多分。
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates
my eyesight. Yes, helps me see all the shit.
A shudder of disgust passes his right.
The what now? I may have. All sorts of little rats have come. Fire guy. I did. And the boat engine. On the water. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it's a 3-Angong 446.
A samurai rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid. You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, white from the ball.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
No. Put it down now, sir.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. To hell with it. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. No reply. His leg twitches. Strangely, like a puppet on a string. There's something off. You feel it. This was the right question. You just...
この男何かがおかしい気がします。あなた様は正しい質問をした。ただ、
You went in too fast. Over-eager. You need to contextualize it for him first. Turn the key elsewhere. The lock is here. It's here.
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
何が何だかよくわからないが。
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? Your holdover from the...
From the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution.
それってだいぶ昔の
I
話だ
was
ったんじゃなかった
recruited
の
in
かな。
Shamrock in 07, trained
それ
in
で
the
キムもびっ
École
くりしてる
de
ってこと
Contrôle
か。
Orion, and consigned to emergency defense duties in 08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties. 43 years. No. I've been on other islands too. I was an resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 43 years and 10 months. It's not how a human being should live, but I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
He just couldn't. He nods, but he can now.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady.
まだ話がわかるようなわかんないようなぐらいの感じで聞いています。
Two police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects giant letters across the plaza mosaic in dark red government marked heavy fuel oil. Patrol officer Judith Minot points west, the fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk.
別の人がこれから来る。
The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smelling of petroleum. One day, it says, I will return to
誰
your
視点
side.
の会話なんだこれは。
Always waiting. For her to return.
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution. It won't. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
What has he done? Perhaps a confession will lighten the load.
Yes, what? To get things going again? Fan the flame?
There is no flame to fan. There is nothing left of the world, of our dreams. It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for us.
They were posters.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and others too. Some cordons up at night. I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right? Useless now.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights, ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chest. I don't want to. They're old.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking.
The propaganda bunker.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. I do. They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways.
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer, trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political
The old man does not answer. He tilts his...
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the commune.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a night philosopher of the...
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology. He was like a cleric, a shepherd. Okay then, over-mystified that a bit. He nods slowly, then another tremor.
I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a... Well done. I won't explain it. It's not an island. What? It's a defense. The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone. You don't know. You haven't seen it. The black-eyed angel. How does anyone survive? I steal.
Now hold on there.
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater.
How is your health, Mr.
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stool, too.
The RCM can provide medical services.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns.
We also have Dramamine.
I have been running out of that stuff.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
There's nothing to look over. It's the little joys. A dark joke. I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others, I don't even know what. Inferno?
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult mentally to live in isolation.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on more and more each year. It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. Let's. You represent the Moralist International. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
Heisei.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble, he's clearly a drug user of the painkiller sort, prone to erratic hand gestures and malnourished. But that's it. The moment passes.
スキルはレベルアップなのでステータスアップすると再挑戦できるんですけど、なのでその場で今レベルアップしてます。あ、でもさすがに
What have I used it for?
Here we go. A trail of
killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. I've used it.
Interesting. During or?
There is no after the war.
This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. This is what you live for. The great serotonin, the solution. Go in straight. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady, don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal. Nothing comes to you, and in them, a chill, like electricity running up your spine.
All is not as it seems.
Detective.
Damn it, ask it already, he wants to say.
I don't want to tell you anything, you grotesque.
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong.
The who now? Oh yes, that one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember. Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from the war. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Classia's bedroom. You got it. Remember? The boot. Maybe don't beat yourself anymore. Nothing else comes up. You see, I'm sorry. This didn't do anything.
Officer. A word?
Hear that? Magnesium. The magnesium levels in your blood are dangerously low. It's about the low magnesium levels and not the high alcohol levels. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had one stroke. Don't be so modest. He's having one right.
I think we may have this. From nothing to this in a day. This is good, Lieutenant Freighter. We just need a confession first, and then maybe a solid motive later. Yes, good going. That should be our first priority. Good. We are doing very good. He wants to confess, I can see that. We just need to pile it on. Well, I can think of one thing. The gun. We should pick it up and discuss it in front of him. Make a show of it. Remember, he wants to tell us, but he doesn't want to help us. It needs to look like we already...
There is palpable excitement in his tone. He likes him for this.
Yes? Yes?
You pick over what's left of your frontal cortex.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
Aside from the rare, erratic hand gesture, smacking his lips and despondently staring into the fire, you can only see that his gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly like the rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burned into the wood. Triangong.
Worn. Personalized even. Looks like this weapon has seen a lot of...
No response from the old man. The plastic cape.
Jacketed. Military-grade ammunition. Stable in flight. Good for hitting something that's very, very far away.
As he speaks, he stresses every word. The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It can be used against him later.
Petty bourgeois law. This is
a drop of blood in the saliva. Tear into him again. Pile it on him.
Damn Maybells. Oh.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year too? The spring is coming. No, it's already blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of it.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
I may. Classier. With the victim.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. A crooked smile. Almost. But you need one more. Just one. Or maybe two.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are?
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Doras.
Fucking imbecile.
The maker is called Sensory. You see their V-shaped logo, but can't. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned souls you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the soul.
Simpler? No. This is another loose thread you need. The lieutenant raises his brow. What are you doing? He's thinking. Not now. Stop yourself.
People change shoes, detective. It was you. You were there, weren't you? Crawling and whirling in rags. What were you doing? Some kind of reconnaissance? Preparing the scene? Listening in on her?
Trying to rack your brains. You're desperate to report something back to your masters. They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. More. He's gonna crack. But you need a little more.
推しが足りないか。まだ足りないか。これは。
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fashion.
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession. You have been here a long time, Mr. Droz. Too long. You need medical aid.
I'm ready to die. I've done my part, because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio Gosh is right. You have worms in your brain.
Leave no stone unturned. Get him on what matters.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistols. I've seen you look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Like fuck you did. I watched it happen. You let those beasts rip right into them. You got that girl killed like it was nothing. None of those people mean anything to you. The vultures feed on this city, and you prepare the meal for them.
So you watched the fight. Did you like what you saw? The mayhem. It was all your doing, your plan. You got them killed.
You don't know anything. Imbecile. You're lost, Dwat. You're lost. I ain't going.
Scope がついていない。スコープのついていない銃だ。
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm.
As I said, an insulin...
The petals filled water flows under the channel with a feeling... Rene, that old man in the uniform. Maybe you should show it to him when you get the chance.
あ、しまった。今これが出てしまったか。平成だったかな。
Minions of capital.
これで
What do
合
you
格かな。
want?
What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. It's precisely what you could not see before. For a man, indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite it's a mystery, this animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads, as he just stares at the logs or the reeds. He also suffers mood swings, bubbling to the surface, unconstrained by his nervous system. Great leaps of emotion, from anger to grief, despair. You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move,
ボ
they
ケ
are
ているとは
lucid,
思えない。
keen. Is it some kind of substance damage? Like he's addicted to something? Not only the painkillers he's clearly on.
何かはわからないが何かやってそうだ。
No. I won't be stuffed full of shit like the rest of this city.
You said you take painkillers.
I take them to cope with pain. The people of this city use painkillers because they have pain.
It's not a downer, rather an upper, judging by his snaps.
Like some kind of decadent rock star.
Perhaps, but his seems more than that. In summary, you sense some underlying neurological disorder.
神経系の障害。
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
There it is again. Erratic hand motions, bouts of rage, and the stomach thing too, of course. Could it be a symptom of overdosing on something? Something even you have not tried? Keep your eyes peeled.
Yes?
Minions of capital. What do you want?
つか。
My name? I am a deserter.
The commune of Rebash.
From I left my 43. I was in a resurrection until they
Typical.
turned it into a spa in 18. There's nothing serious, petty.
A drop of blood. Tear into him again. Pile it on him.
Damn, mate.
He seems tender.
So many this year, too. They blossom
South.
the coast.
You must get around a lot.
I may. Class with the
There is a small...
You know who he was. A coalition-trained
何も変わった
murderer.
な。
Armored and armed. He wasn't
正
human.
直変わんないと
The
思ってずっ
blunt
とここまで
end
連打
of
して
a
た。
hammer. Dripping with blood.
うん。
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds. Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. While the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase. And I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
知的な表現で、やはり打ったのはこの人なのかな。
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her. Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. And so they...
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The old man nods.
あれさっきスコープはないって。
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant...
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
I wonder if there is another gun, Sheeta.
あ、まだよくわからないな。
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle's scope has the best magnification.
Helps him see all the shit.
And if you don't like it?
Click.
Then you pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
銃にスコープがないっていうのはまだ気になるけど。
Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble.
3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in on her galley, her honor guard came in, wrinkled up whore. Black sexual morals are a bourgeois ploy. As to pederasty, the party legalized it in 04. My party, not your liberal masters. So don't you sermonize me, you racist shithole. It's still bourgeois when the bourgeois does it, fiddling with their sexual organs.
Some strange glandular process takes place in him at the thought, like yeast rising. And anger too, in addition to loneliness.
They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. Radio equipment out for all to see. Reactionary radio playing, sloppy and drunk. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and Mest phalangs weren't conscripts. Boys like us. They were barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their drugs. After the landing, in the burning years, I would take shots at them. End them. The worst one, if I had a bullet to spare. I could see they've returned now to show their real face. The face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters back on Mundi with their families and polyester clothes. Them fucking. I didn't like that. Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself, drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her covered in blood. To punish her.
Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night.
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was...
And beautiful.
That, too.
How could you see what she looked like? You said it was dark.
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags and snorted a line of whatever. Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cash. Yes, after she'd gone. It was a submersible. Well made, actually.
Sloppy. We should have gotten her to tell us about this. Did you take the documents?
No, I put them back. Why would I take them? I'm not going to phone. Oh, I mean... I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on... I'm not blind, am I?
It quickly comes to you.
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Everything in him fills with impossible longing, all at once.
Did you make that hole?
With a clip point knife. Like that, too? Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass. I've been through all of Martinez. Yes, that, too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny, the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me.
You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick one more loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over. and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
Andy found use for it. A
スコープは
spare
ないの
key,
に。
like the one hanging behind the Union box window.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe.
While he stands here and rots.
You're delusional. There's nothing to see in the soul of the bourgeois woman. It's the same as the surface. Sick hedonism and desperation made a little love nest up there. Sweaty linen and bottles they would use for God knows what. I saw other men there too, but I can't be sure. Even a woman once.
A red-haired woman? Ruby.
That kind of thing is fine by the party. So it's fine by me. But there's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water.
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. No, I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like the day after I killed him. Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do. Maybe, I told you, I have holes in my brain now.
A sudden pang of rage.
If you came 10 years ago, I would have
In the silence, the lieutenant, one more down.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days. Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week at the island. Like she'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol. Cold rain falls on 40-story towers. Above them, Lucerne Central Aerodrome. A cocoon suspended in the grey sky. On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still, she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving. Smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water, and across it, a dark strip of ruins, barely visible, if she didn't squint her eyes. There, on a dilapidated jetty, in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea. The ruins of a seafort stick out of the water, built by Philippe II, reappropriated by the Commune, then lost in the landing. He's there, doing what exactly I don't know. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him. Special Consultant Heidelstam is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification in the rain, like a rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
You could get more out of him. Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back.
A tragic comedy.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back.
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Pump full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III. Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. Intense, like animals, like those boom-boom morons on the ice. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore. The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghoul. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozone, or Koyamoran, or that's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain. It's all. We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only, in the 30s, those disco whores.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter.
Another hideous disappointment. That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect...
Edgar.
He talks a big game about uprising and social base. They must have sent...
He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed.
You can't live alone.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course. Maybe the Clares asked him to. Don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
I haven't approached anyone. I hid.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. I was right about one of those things. 20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they?
That's around the time the Clares came.
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about never trust a social democrat who quotes Mazov. Oh, and charity too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought. Let me be here. The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fort. If you know why I killed that fucker, Duat. As to Edgar...
Again? What have you done for...
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways. Horse. Every fucking morning for 34 years, royalist ghouls played like... I remember him. That one. Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off.
He whispers with such predatory hunger. It borders on longing.
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals. right on his face.
Save the treat for later?
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think. No, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cocker in there. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
Yes, of course. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
He seems relieved. Could he have been worried for him? He reminds him of himself. The same hatred. The same. The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water. He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist.
That bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on mutual cooperation and money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder and a deal maker.
Bordering on sentimentality, it drips out of him, tempered by something familiar to you. A familiar rage.
She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muskova back, called in, they say, on the eve of battle. Ran away, vanished like a...
No, that's not quite it.
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter.
No, I guess it was not. She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is, the bend in the river.
Because she was dead? Because the cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal, grasping her tit and drowned. Or bled. Hard to say. It was a sloppy job. She was going home, waddling, dressed in yellow, drunk like she often was, heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments for the people. Someone did. Or maybe the cow just fell. The past is blurry. All I know is...
Another big spike of rage.
Nothing changed. Not in the material base. Not in the hegemony. There was no uprising. Just words. The Union fizzled. Sogged. Nothing came of it. Nothing.
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could work. We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment.
A degenerate worker state. Go shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I will rot away here, in a moral intern cell. I will not testify to. All you know is I saw it happen, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Her plump body, bobbing up and down in that canal like a cork. That chick yellow back.
The same old freezing hatred. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody. And the lieutenant knows it. He gives you a little nod to proceed.
Yes, where is he?
Oh my God. He's even worried for him.
Yes, of course. Must be.
He was worried for him. He reminds him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to think of another thing, but no. It's just the hatred.
Glad? It's all gone.
His lip curls into a snip.
Glad? It's all gone.
逮捕する。
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrollable movements and mood swings he's been exhibiting. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Do you understand?
But... No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes getting blacker and blacker.
汗をかいている。瞳孔も開いている。
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
聴覚
You thought you heard something.
Maybe we could all fit in there. Actually, no. Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland while the other stays here, but...
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
You come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
What is this farce? This is...
Something is happening. Stop.
何かが起きている。
Lillian, you could ask her maybe.
This is no harmless old man.
This fucking world. This world. What is...
No, listen. Listen now.
Okay, how about I take him to the precinct and you wait on the island?
This world? What are you talking about? Is this...
Your skin is crawling suddenly.
Hmm? うわ、七節だ。いつぞやの
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence. It's still there, an
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head.
ここに来て出てくるの。
You feel your legs shaking under you, and your your gun hand move to your holster to grab the gun. You feel the lieutenant's hand on your back.
I can see it.
Thank God. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly. In absolute.
Be very, very careful.
What is it? What do you want?
Something is very wrong with him now.
No.
There is nothing, only the reeds for him. The reeds.
Yes?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days later.
I've considered it. It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this. So no, I don't think they sent you as a...
He's right. There are no airtight theories, just paranoia. The creature stands on long stilt-like legs. The segmented antennae move with apprehension. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
It is.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium.
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade. I am not palatable. Do not eat me. I am afraid.
I won't be one of those fools who didn't take...
You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden.
Understood.
The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you. It's... A sudden chirrup fills the air. The walking stick moves its whole body, limbs working. It moves just an inch closer to you. Something in its body language has changed, just slightly. The creature tilts its tiny head to the side and appears to look at you. Nothing changes in the cyclical brain motion of the creature's limbs. They are porcelain white on the inside and reed-colored on the out. Beige, light brown, and striped. You are unsure if it is scared or not. Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps to like laughter. A sort of happy sweat drips from your brow, soaking your chest. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature, the insect, stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you.
では、ディスコリジウムをプレイしています。あ、新しいスタンプの、まあ、いいかどうかはわからないけど、良ければ使ってみてね。
クリムニックさん、オメガ、今日も可愛いよ。
ありがとうございます。クリムさん、こんばんは。
月ちゃん。
おそらく大詰めなんですが、だいぶどういう展開なんだっていう状態になっていますけど。
Suddenly, there is no. Stop. Be afraid. The invertebrate comes back to life, stridulating. Sets of complex eyes follow you. No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around. The invertebrate stops, raising its scythe-like arms and tilting its tiny head, formed from the fused plates around its mouth. For a second, the effigy is frozen. Then it nudges back into motion with a click.
I exist. Tell me what it's like for you.
R 萌えのゲノさん、UMA みたいな存在なのかな、シータ。I
だ
wonder if it's
そう、
like
UMA みたいな存在として
UMA
実は探したりしていたんだけど、いやでもいないだろうみたいな空気で終わったと思ったらここに来て出てきた。
Fire? Where? I am oblivious to the city. It is all now. I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series of half shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations. A swarm. I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light. It only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul. And if I
無
did,
なのか
it
無
would
なのだろ
never
うか
burn.
魂を持っていないのか
I don't know. You're just a shadow for me. Far away, faintly transmitting. But for a curious man, few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you. With all of creation reflected in your forebrain, even when you're sleeping. And when you wake, that must be incredibly hard. The Arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we're watching. When you're tired, when the vision spins out of
応
control,
援してもらっているのか
the insects will be looking on. And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. But from you,
キムにもこの
blossom from you
七
and
節は
turn
見え
you
ているらしいんだけど、この会話は
in
ハリー
honor
の
of your
頭の
passing.
中にしかないかも
But
しれ
not
ない
me,
なさ
because
そう
I'm
だ
just a leaf eater.
In honor of your shit, Lieutenant Efrater, which you kept to detective arriving on the scene.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast
そうだね
now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, but I am not. I only quicken his deterioration very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with
あ
the
なん
pictures
か
in their
理
heads.
論的
But he has looked at me for too long, and I am destroying him. No, you're awake. I am real. Light
比
is
較
forming
的
me.
向こうの言い分を信じるとすれ
He's
ば
real.
この UMA みたいな生き物はずっとここにいて、それはそれとして脱走兵はここに潜んでたから自分が見えないように、また七節はその脱走兵の精神に干渉していたと。まあそれが体に悪いのかどうかはともかくそうしていたと。
Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily. You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth.
Wait, so... Yes, of course. The 3 meters tall stick insect would be offended.
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulandian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds.
It may have unknown, dangerous biochemical characteristics that help it maintain its camouflage.
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions until I was accidentally discovered by a detective. Yes, I do not have a star to display, so I use a neurodegenerative element to aid in camouflage. Do not worry. It is only destructive
長時間さらされない限り害はない。つまり長期間さらされると害がある。辻褄は合ってるな。
The deserter. He's been here for a long time.
脱走兵もかなり前かな。
The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium life form, while you are extreme, all engulfing madness. A volatile
謎の
senior
存在か
nervous
ら
system.
お前の方がどうかしていると言われている。
The pail too came with you. No one remembers it before you. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
近畿性生物が抹消された事実。これひょっとして5時なのでは。抹消ってそっちじゃないよな。
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if you misplace us all one day, or just forget? Please be. Or one day, one of you will close your eyes and sigh.
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
No, there is one more. Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you. That woman, turn from the ruin,
どの女性
turn
が
and go forward. Do it.
そんなことまで教えてくれるのか、七節は。破滅は捨ておけ、背を向けて前に進め。
You cannot lie to me. Behind you is smells of fires. So awfully far you were prepared to go in her presence. She was middle class. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light.
I got it.
For all time. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. Warning! A sudden shiver passes the limb. Looks like the creature is awakening, wave by wave from its stupor. Don't say it. Are you sure? This may be the only chance you get to touch. The arthropod towers above you, frozen in place. A twitch passes one of its hind legs as you...
触れるとどうなるんだ？そこは触れておいた方がいいのか、触れてない、そんな触れない方がいいのでは。
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand, the sensation is electrifying, resounding through your body. It is surprisingly delicate. The curly looks like someone's got hurt in a fight. This antennae is much smaller than the other one.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature in front of you stays frozen.
いやいやいや、舐めるのはさすがにさっき毒があるって。
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even as you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface. And just like that, it's gone. And something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there, among...
It's gone. Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look. Apparently, yes, like a water strider. Only, I've never seen any.
What now? In some kind of strange...
Our suspect is not looking so good.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't see.
Mr. Doras?
The man does not respond. He keeps with fear and longing. Like an addict of some terrible substance. The plastic cape feels coarse. A light shiver pops.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem.
The trembling mouth.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid. Old age and shock. Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid, the combined stress.
But there's much more. Quite a few things about that health check you did on him make sense now.
You should be more careful, detective. Are you sure it wasn't having an effect on you? A valid hunch. Long-term exposure to something like that could be neurodegenerative. Also, please be careful. That could be part of the shock. But you're...
No response.
He was energetic and articulate. After all these years alone, with little hygiene, it does not seem to be animated now it's left. Honestly, I'm ready to believe anything at this point. Maybe, I mean, why not? It's 3 meters tall. Like a drug? His pupils appear to be dilated.
It's not just chemical.
Some kind of oxytocin release mechanism? Would go with the pupils. But this is way above me. You mean pheromonal?
He does not look hormonal anymore. Motionless.
He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him. Like he... I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one... We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
ヘルメットとライフル用のスコープだ。なんで七節が持ってるの？老人はずっとスコープで覗いてたっていうけど、そのスコープは今七節が持っていた。
アールモイドゲノさん、七節くん、シータ、ミスタースティック、インセクト、
どういうことなの
シータ。
といういやでもな、老人があの脱走兵が見ていたのは幻覚でもなさそうだし、
ICM? This feels familiar somehow.
Insulindian Citizens Militia.
Sounds an awful lot like.
It does. The RCM made... It's impossible to say. It was chaos. No. And...
With its horns in the sky.
No, that's the...
A DeLorean era sim...
After 44 years? That's not nearly... One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you...
急いで一旦ピンク戻る。
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot.
Ah, yes. So it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supply... From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks, but for the sound of conversation on the water. Two men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought in. Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
警察じゃないけど。同僚の人だ。
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us. We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
また違う話になってきたぞ。
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it was beyond it.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now.
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn, detect, or die. Yes, you're sorry. You're the sorriest cop who ever lived. Nothing has changed, Harry. I've heard this repentance shit a million times over. The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
And people on the street helped us too, with your whereabouts.
You're a legend among the drunks, Harry. A legendary local drunk.
Yes, I'm Tran Heilerstein. I never said I wasn't Tran Heilerstein. What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed.
He's here to see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on. Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Tron fucking Heidelstein.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show. Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really big do. It's a Major Crimes Unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia. Episodic and, as displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Psychotraumatic amnesia, Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always I keep my shit together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets. That doesn't happen. You're lying, or insane, or both.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before. Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten deep.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly? Look at the ruins, the neon, listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will...
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
For now, I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the body? Or do we need to get him?
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your clothes on hard.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. No, now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry? Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of everyone's payslip. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand. You juggle the badge for a second, unsuccessfully. Ouch! You strained your elbow trying to catch that stupid...
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
And your gun? He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone. So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then?
He's wounded. It's been a long week and he's handled an actual corpse.
A bit of a week? You're drunk, and you let a suspect escape, a certain Clasier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Oh well, if she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, who also escaped. Yeah, or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 8 people who were gunned down, the streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been. Don't make this harder for yourself.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides against it.
You've spent the week with him, on this case.
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize, profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's not a good communication strategy for an officer. It's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to liquidate the ruling class, which, again, for a police officer, is a little odd. Other still, he is also an ultra-liberal hustler who is always on the grind. How he reconciles these 2 points of view, I do not know, but he is vocal about both of them. And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the constant smoking everywhere, all the time. But despite all this, he is a great detective, one of the best I have seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him everything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven. And he solved it, near perfectly. In 1 week we have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator. Locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed all the murders over those years. Oh, and he...
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
無関係と言えないのが困ったところだな。
Detective? The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes, it really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the...
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory.
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
どっちもなんだよな、でも。しっととい。
And it worked?
Yes, until we stopped it. He saw the mercenary as an ennemi combatant. There's also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
I've never doubted you can pull yourself together and work in bouts.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever? It will pass in time.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open, in Martinez, where Evrard and Edgar...
And eyes, too. Your return from the island must not have gone unnoticed.
Understood, of course.
But a case against everyone.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related, for political.
Yes, yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk.
The body was transported to Precinct 41.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry.
Still, good work with the missing person, detective.
It's still a point for you. No, do not.
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
Four kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted.
It's not that okay. Get off this.
Female?
You had to see it. It had the subdued...
Incredible. What?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in... Must be robust if it can move a helmet with its limbs. Yes. That would be a chiromone. There are species of bees that, under the influence of chiromones, take...
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find does not have...
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case...
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
Yes, but also reed-colored.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional.
This would really help with some of the...
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This...
Without it, you're doing good here. Quit while you're ahead.
I don't know what a Doom commercial area is. Why?
There was a possible witness in there, and it was close to the crime scene. He was just chasing a lead.
Of course.
Dodged the bullet there. For a moment, it seemed like you were just wasting time.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean, I don't want to, but you discovered a new species. So I have to. Jude?
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's...
Now you will finally get to know who... The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
You really went with it too.
Dora something. Dora Inc.
Not Dora Dubois.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol. God, I don't know.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, you're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing, I think. 2 old years equal incredibly bangable. She was incredibly fuckable. A beautiful...
Heartbreak, pain, well...
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious.
Look.
I think she taught in the Academy des Arts. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees older. Who is Lena?
Tabernacle? It's on the way.
Fine. If we're gonna drop...
She and her husband were conducting the... They should know as soon as possible.
She is going to watch out or she'll faint.
Well, first I will go back to my station and write... Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. So I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring. No. Good luck.
Damn it. Yes. That. We're looking at a real brick here. The sooner you start, the better.
Who are you? Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore.
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Korea. It's getting really cold out.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, some of your more... old...
Also, this guy. Just...
Yes, you told...
The smell of sweat.
High school. Harry, you're...
His smirk suggests...
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like
good.
Fuck it, let's go.
Under the afternoon sky, the great disc. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square... Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
終わったな。多分終わった。いやあ、ライロンさんこんばんは。ちょうど今エンディングのところです。
六ナクロさんお疲れ様です。
ありがとうございます。よかった。ありがとうございます。あ、てか、エンディングあれ話全部聞いてもよかったのかな。セーブデータはあるからちょっとあそこの残りの質問後で確認してみようか。どうしてこうなってたのかが実はよくわからないけど、まあなんていうか 100% ではないけど事件は解決し、謎の生物も発見し終わったって感じ。いやー、ここでもうネタバレもネタバレなんであれなんですけど、まあ結構ただ逆にもうあれだよ、これからやろうって人的にはどうだかわからないけど、自分がクリアした後で他の人のプレイを見たいっていうのはあるね。チアありがとうございます。あと今さりげなく FPS が120はまた超えちゃってるんで、もし突然今配信が終了したらパソコンがフリーズしたと思ってください。なんかこういうシーンで上がっちゃうんだよな。他の人がどうなるかとかね、ちょっと見てみたい感じはしますよね、こういうのって。ちょっと後の方は飛ばせないのかな。なんかね、いろいろいろんな話が一つのところにあって、それをもう全部ひたすら読んでいくような感じのゲームで、まあ正直言うとあんまり配信向けじゃない気がするんだけど、まあそういう意味では配信はともかくとすればとても面白いゲームでしたね。確かに英語のリスニングができる人じゃないとね。 こは難しいよね。まあでも逆に言えば見てはいたけどネタバレ度合いがいやどうかな、それはさすがに無理がある。なかなかのネタバレをしているなこの配信は。よそ見せてもネタバレしてるもんな。次回からね、まあ今シューティングゲームメインで配信やってますけど、でなおかつ次の配信はお絵かきの予定ですけど、それ以外ゲームの枠でまあさすがにね、そろそろバイオハザードビレッジをやろうと思うんですよ。まあなんかあのゲーム冬のイメージだから、やっぱり冬のうちにやっておきたいなっていうのがあります。ちょっと遅いかもしれない。実はバイオハザードシリーズ当時っていうかそのリメイクとかじゃないバイオ2はやったことあるんだけど、その後に急に7なので私はだから2、7の次が急に8なんですけど、なんで実はあんまバイオハザード詳しくないで8やります。レジデントエビルでしたっけ。あれ8もレジデントエビルビレッジでいいんだっけ。
海外版の名前がレジデントエビルですね。シー
そうそうそう。
ザ・ネームオブ
やっぱり
ザ・オーバーシリーズバージョンレジデントエビル。
今のもレジデントエビルのままなのかな。ちょっと一応これどこからだ。ちょっと待って、あんまり前すぎるんだったらさすがにちょっと考えるけど、そっか、もうここからこの後のオートセーブってないのか。
What is it? Something is very wrong with him now. There is nothing.
待てよ。ということはあれ質問飛ばしちゃったのはから確認したかったんだけど、 ちょっとここからだと再開が難しそうだね。てか七節がいなくなってる。というわけでちょっと中途半端な感じなんですけど、そろそろこの配信は終わります。レイド先ね、ちょっと今どうしようかな。迷うところですね。なんかこの時間結構ね、この時間でも今やってる人はやってるし、海外の人はむしろこの時間から始める人も多い。というわけですごいレイド先に迷ってあ、こっちはあれか。さすがにディスコエリジウム関係の人はいないんだけど。じゃあ、そうですね。和美先生がアストロニアをやってるので、まあ、ディスコエリジウムとはだいぶ違う毛色のゲームだけど、今見てる中ではまだ近い方って感じがしたので、そちらにレイドしましょう。じゃあ、皆さん今日もご視聴ありがとうございました。今日は、今日の24時から配信予定です。じゃあ、よいしょ。じゃあまた次回というか今夜24時よろしくお願いします。バイバーイ。